Right, hello everybody. I've been asked by BeeBeeCraft to do a collaboration with them. So because I'm now making more like dangles and things like that, I thought, yeah, I'll do this because it'll be nice to use some beads and different things. So I'll show you the package I've got. So hopefully I'll make some dangles for you. I've got the wire. Now this was actually quite a good price. Some craft wire. Let's put that there. Because I was needed some as well, which is absolutely brilliant. So this was 0.8 is the one I like. I think 1 mil's a little bit on the thick side. 1.8 is quite good for manipulating and things like that, but it's still sturdy enough to hold up to, you know, being made into jewelry bits and things. So I used to use 1.8 a lot. So I got this lovely colour. It's beautiful. It's like a antique, bronzy colour. What do they say it is on there? I don't know, but that's what I ordered. I just wondered if it was on the box somewhere. No. You see it on the website, and all the links and everything will be below. So that will be good. I think there is a 10% discount as well, I think. I don't know. I should have checked. Sorry. But oh, wow, that is a nice colour. That's nice. And you get a lot. That is absolutely like, yeah. And you know what? That is, look how malleable that is. That's wonderful. That's nice. I'll definitely be getting that again. And it's a beautiful colour because I wanted that because I think that'll go nice with some of the things I want to make. Yeah, so lovely. I must put that back through because it will all untangle. Okay, what else have we got? Oh, and I'll show you the beads first. These were a really good buy too, and they're, you know, like the, not gemstones, but what you call it, you know, like agate and things like that, which I wanted. And these are absolutely gorgeous. Lovely. They're perfect size. And it tells you on the website what they actually all are, which is nice. But look at these. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Nice ones for the ocean, you know. Mermaid journals and things like that. That's lovely. They are lovely. Perfect. Absolutely perfect though. So yeah, so these are going to be made into dangles. And I did get some these were on there, which I like adding my little picture in and then using resin on them, and they come out. So I'll show you some of them as well. Use a punch and do them. I've done loads of videos on those, but nice. And then I've got these, which I thought these would be nice for the middle of flowers. I take, and these again, everything was very reasonable. Very. These, okay, and I can age them with a bit of alcohol ink, all right, and I usually cut this off, okay, and I use them for the middle of flowers, and they can look really nice. Yeah, so I've got to make some flowers, you know, the nice silk ones, all the layers, and then put them. So that's a little project I'll do with those. And then the dangles, so I've got that. Then I did buy some lace, which it was absolutely brilliant. I didn't think they'd done lace and things, but I thought, no, I'll get this because this is something I would definitely use. And there was loads there, and I would use them all individually. So you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 and a half. So that is really good. Yeah. Sometimes if these are a bit big, I cut them off, okay, and I end up putting a little something flatter in there. Depends where it goes on the journal. If it's on the front cover, there's no problem. Yeah, but they are stunning. Now I got something in mind to make with them as well. Oh my gosh, actually I did buy everything with something in mind to make, so makes it good for me. So that was that. And oh, and I did get, this is more for not yet, but I really liked these pins there, and I thought they'd be great for something with Halloween. So they are really lovely. Nice. These are pins. So I'm wondering if I can, I don't know how you do that. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I really like them as they are. They're great for, you know, wearing, but I would snap that off and use them. I think that's a really nice embellishment for something gothic, or, you know, coming up for Halloween. They will be used. They are really lovely, and there was loads in there too. Gosh, yeah, very nice. So yeah, I will get on and make something with these very soon. So you'll see it after this intro, and then I will get on and make something. Okay, right, okay, I'm gonna carry on showing you something with the BeeBeeCraft stuff that I've got. I will be today using beads because I need to do some of these up. So I'm using the what are they called? These were 6mm. Okay, so yeah, natural gemstones. These are the ones that I really love. They're beautiful. Now I'm telling you, this from Amazon, because I got exactly the same packet for my son. Okay, I paid £30 for. You might be able to get them cheaper now, but I know I paid £30 for, and that was about 3 weeks ago. Okay, and it's exactly the same thing. All right. This one from BeeBeeCraft, they got 20% off at the moment, I noticed there. So it's £13.50. Okay, and that is brilliant for those. Okay, and I'm also using the wire. Hold on a minute, I have to go back to my email because then I can pick up the link. And the wire was $10, but I'm not sure what it would be in, I'll tell you what it is in the UK. Okay, and it's 20 gauge, and it is £8.07. Okay, that was really good, and it's lovely. Yeah, they got from 10 to 20, but I wanted the 20. I classed that as about 0.8, I think. That's what I typed in. And this is really malleable. It's lovely. And, you know, when you use wire, it's always best to sort of like warm it up a bit in your fingers. All right. I used to do that when I was jewelry making properly. All right. And it sort of becomes more malleable. All right. So what I'm making up today are some little dangles from these leaves that I cut out and resined ages ago. I will post a link to that video below. Okay, I'm not going through all this today but what I will do, I'll do a couple of these and then I'll do something else. All right, because you know, this is quite, I cut them out with my laser, then I UV resin them. Okay, so yeah, and there's some beauties here actually, absolute beauties. All right, so I do that. So I've got a few here I've picked out, and I'm just doing a little, the wire wrap bead that I put on with it. Okay, and then I do sort of like little bits of like packaging. I thought this one would be great for Christmas snowy theme. Just come out like that because I was using alcohol ink, and I expect that was the end bit of the paper, and it came out like that with a bit of gold on, a bit of silver, and it was absolutely stunning. So that on the spine, you know, with your stuff that you put on the spine on a Christmas or a sort of winter journal would be lovely. Right, oh yeah, and that's just one of the normal leaves. So I'm showing you how to wrap bead. I'll show you that one in a minute. Okay, I wrap my beads like so. Yeah, and you can use, you know, your eye pins or your head pins for this, but I'm going to show you how I do it to make it more organic looking. Yeah, and I just trill the end a bit, okay, and then wrap it, and I put them on there, and then for displaying, or, you know, just so that I think they look better. You know, this is just a bit of book page, gel print book page with gesso on. So yeah, I do something like that with them. Right, so I'll just show you what to do first. Right, let's put those in there. So seed beads, I never ordered from them because I got loads. I mean, I'm talking hundreds of seed beads. So I didn't want to get them, but they're really, you know, like reasonable anyway. It's all very reasonable there, to be honest. So this is I use a couple of seed beads, and then this is the actual bead that we're using. Right, so a bit of wire, about 3 to 4 inches. Yeah, so I'm just I'm warming that up. It's just a habit of mine I got into. That makes it nice and straight. I usually eyeball it, and be interesting to find out what length that is, because I tend to eyeball it. So that's 3 3¼ all right, that's just about right. And a round nose, and they sell all this sort of thing as well, and I go right to the tip to do this. All right, and I just twirl it round until it overlaps. Okay, I don't know whether you can see that. Okay, then what I do here is I put a little bend in it because the bead sits a bit better. Okay, so it's twirls going that way. I'll just bend away from it, so I don't know if you can see that, like that, and then I'll just tweak it a little bit with my wrist, so it's a little bend in it, like so now. And then when the bead sits down, it seems to sit a lot better. And if you don't do that, so all right, and put a seed bead on. Okay, now that sits in there quite nice. Yeah, sometimes you have to straighten the wire a bit. Yeah, I like wire that is easy to turn. Yeah, because of my wrists and everything. Now it's getting harder to do things like that. So right, so do that, and I have one of those, I think. Sort of brownie colour. And sometimes I put the same colour on the top, but I actually prefer it if it's something different. So I'm going to put this sort of old goldy type bead. This is all recycled beads, those ones. So we've got that going on. Yeah. And then we show do that. I press down quite tight because I find this loosens up. All right, so I put the round nose pliers in. Okay, a little bit down there. I don't want the loop too big. Yeah, this determines what size loop you have, but I want it sort of about there. Right, away. Yeah, and if you watch my wrist, okay, I turn. All right, and I put that up there. Yeah, and then I come around to face me. Yeah, then again I'll turn until it sits in. You'll feel it, it sort of goes into place. Yeah, and then I will wrap. So I needed to wrap a couple of times there because I had quite a gap for some reason. That happens sometimes. I will do another in a minute. So then that goes around the bottom. So I'm left with not as much as I normally like, but I had to sort of fill in this bit from the top of the bead to there. There's a little gap, so I'll fill it in with wire. Okay, and then this sticks up. Okay, so it's important that you get some sort of flat nose pliers and just mold that down into the bead. Yeah, now it's not sticking up. Okay, and here's your wrapped bead. Yeah, I tend to do this sort of wrapping all the time, even with two. Yeah, I don't do it with one so much, but okay, I'll do another one. A little bit longer this time. It was a little bit short. So 3.5, I reckon. Okay. So again, I'll just pinch the end, get it right on the end, and then twist that wrist until you've gone round. Like that. Okay. Actually, that's made already. I don't need to bend that one because that's already done it on its own. Getting to know what I want, you see. Right, so a red seed bead. Okay. The green. And I'm going to put this sort of bronzy colour on the top. The small ones are usually round, I think I get about 4mm for those. And I like these in 4mm as well. Okay, so that'll go nice. Just check that'll go nicely with one of those. Yeah. So again, press down. Okay. Very easy wire to wrap. Brilliant. That's what you want. See, I didn't have to wrap so much at the top of that one. It just happens, but you know, these are sort of organic, aren't they? So I can cut that off. What I usually do with things like this, I'll do all these first. Almost, you know, well, I'll do all those. Then I'll put jump rings on the top of these. Yeah. Then I'll do the wrap beads. And then I'll put them together. So I'd go along now and get jump rings. This is all, these jump rings are from my stash, but they definitely do these. So I get usually mixed lots. So, and I will just go along and put these on first. And I will close them, and then that stage is sort of done. And you get into a bit of a rhythm and you can get a lot more done. When you open a jump ring, you must either open it away and then come back, or open it towards you and then go back, all right? You don't go like that because that weakens the metal. Right, so we join them now. Okay. So what I normally do is get a smaller, because we don't need a big one. Needed a bigger one to go through the thickness of that. Okay, I would say it's about a 4mm. This might be about 3. So I don't know exactly because they're all like, they all come in that pot. So, and I will, I'll put that on first. And it doesn't matter which way this goes. If it did, then you'd have to watch for that. And that goes there. And then you set it up. And you can go through loads doing it this way. Okay, just shut that together. All right, I'll keep that on there. Well, I'll get a paper clip, might as well. It's quite a big one. Okay, sorry. And I'll just put them on there. Just take it off. I just think it'll look better if they're dangling on something and just all in a pot. So I'll put them there for now. All right, but I don't always put them on a paper clip in the journal. So it's just that I think they're quite nice to be displayed on that. And I'll show you how to do the next bit. And I'll just put this one together as well. Here. Some people use this ring to do this, but I'm not. I never did get to grips with it really. So it comes with some of them sometimes. I think I got a few lying around. I always wondered what it was. There's one. Okay, right. Piece of I'll say this is book page because this is going to be my little project for the book page today. So it is this music paper out of a book. So what I tend to do is, I don't know, that's a bit wonky there, so I'm going to just straighten that up. I need this again. So how many are we going to get out of there? Right, what I'll do, I fold it over. Okay, like that, and then I'll cut that off. And again, this is something I would do them all at once normally. So it's just fold it in half. That's the sort of width I want. And then you can sort of like come down like that. It's quite nice. It's a little bit bigger, all right, because that's going to slip in there. So I don't think I would make two out of that. Let's have a look. It's just another way of using up your book pages. So I'll cut that there. I think I have a diddy one. Okay, and if it's sort of like a bit boring here, like that one, okay, was what I used, you can just put a bit of washi tape and add a bit of colour yourself. But this one's got quite a bit on, so I'm gonna rip that just to make it again a bit organic and ink up those edges there. Sometimes you need to, if there's not much here, you need to ink up that, but there's quite a bit there. And then I stitch. Okay, so that now leaves us a little tuck spot for it to go on there. Right. See, this one's quite big, so I'm going to have to go up there with that one. Never mind. I sometimes tuck them in if they're small, like this one. Yeah, see, I tucked it inside that pocket, but this one's a bit big. I have smaller ones, but I have to find them. And then I sit on there. Could do a bit of red. I don't think I've got anything. Yeah, because you can't really see that. Oh, I'll tell you what I have got. Just that, and maybe a little bit of this. Just rip that off. And there you have your little bit of packaging. Okay, it's, you know, it's recycled, so it's great. Book page. I might just slip one of these, that might just fit on there quite nice, look. Because from a stitch around, that's quite sweet, really. Yeah, one of those shorter ones, that's too big, but will fit on there. Yeah. Okay, right, I'm going to go ahead and do a few more up, and then I'm going to show you, oh no, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you something else, aren't I, first? Okay, right, no problem. Okay, right, the other one. I've got these plastic straws, but they're really, really fine. I got them from the scrap store here in the UK. Okay, I've got quite a few of those. And I thought I'd make a sort of boho bead, but not really. I'm just going to cover these with book pages. So, again, book pages. So, any old book, really. Well, doesn't matter. Right, I'm going to use a bit of gel medium. Fine. Just, this is quick drying, so I'll use that today. Running under hot water will do it as well. Just, I haven't got any here, so there we go. Okay, yes, when it gets in there and in here. Okay, I'm only using a tiny little brush for this. Getting it in there, and then start to wrap. I also put some, you know, sort of, actually it might be better to put some all the way down there, I think. And I sort of squish it in as well. When it's delicate pages, you might find that they rip. That's all right. Just stick it on. Doesn't really matter. Like, I'll go up there and maybe put a bit of text up there in a minute. I do go off the edge a bit. Next one I do, I'll take that bit off. I forgot. I mean, you can do this with nice pattern paper as well, but like, I'm doing it with book pages because that's what I'm doing. So, and you can sort of shape it. If you don't quite get the edge, yeah, like there's a little tiny bit of red showing on the top there. The bead covers it anyway, but you can just trim. Yeah. Okay. What I'm going to do now, because like again, this is what I do. I would do a load up, yeah, and do this all the same time. It just saves so much time. Like that. I'm going to put gel medium over the top. You can use the any sealer really. Mod Podge, anything, doesn't matter. Okay, so we're just aging that a bit. I will put a little bit of this on. Okay, this was matte. So I'm going to use the gloss one on these, actually. I don't use this very often, so... that'll be nearly dry anyway. So it doesn't have to be for this. I mean, you might find you don't mind doing it till after, you know. Like, you can do it after, really. The wire gets in the way a bit, but it's still okay. Just squishing that in a bit. Okay. I've got some... something like that. Some polystyrene pots, and I just stick them on there to dry. My dangle ones are at the side. So, yep, that's what I'll do. Right, so I'm going to go ahead, just do 3 or 4, just so I've got a few to play with. I won't bother putting that on the top, actually. I'll just go straight to that, I think. As long as it's, you know, got enough glue on to stick everything down. So I'll go ahead and just do a few, and then at least I've got some ready. And then we can, I'll show you how to make them up. Okay, you're dry enough to do it. They don't take long. It's not quite dry, but that's all right to show you. Okay, so what we have to do now is make a loop at the end. So I come down, oh gosh, about an inch, I think. It's about an inch for me. Maybe a bit more. I come down, let's have a look, 1.5 inches. You're so used to doing it, I forget. So it's coming on 2 inches, really. Okay, and then turn away, fold away, twist the wrist, see where my hand's going. Okay, until it sits on the top, and then come back. Yeah, you can come all the way down there, actually, you can, and then twist. Yeah. Right, and then you wrap that bit. No, I think 1 inch would have been all right. It's, I don't know, you can just sort of try it. Oh, the length of this bit, first bit of wire, was 7 inches. Okay, but that is 1.25 inches. So depending on what size that is, will depend on your length of wire. So if it's bigger than that, use more, because you want it to wrap. And you cut that off. That's quite a nice little tidy up there, which can look quite nice. Let's squash that end in. Okay, and then you need 4 beads, all right? So 2 smaller ones, and then 2 of the large ones. From, 6 mil they are. These are only diddy, so it's a bit like the boho beads, yeah? But just a sort of different version, really. Okay. I did have a tutorial on that. I'm sure it's still on there, but many years ago. So small one, then the large one, then your paper bead, depending on, because you can actually put something on in a minute on the end. So I might put that, the text going up that way, because that's my top. All right, treat that as my top, so it needs to go that way. Yeah, you do get a bit gluey doing this, but, and that's that. Right, now again, I press down quite tight when I do this, whilst you get gaps in your beads. And it's really funny, because once it's all in there tight, it seems to cover everything up, yeah? So I'm coming down, I'm actually putting that pressure there so I can make sure, yeah, I'm nice and tight down there. Whoops. So, all right, then I come in a bit, maybe a little bit more actually. About there. Okay. Right, so this is the bottom that I'm doing now. Okay, now you can, right, before, it's a little, it might look complicated, but before I wrap, I could put something on the end. Right, if you've got a jump ring on these, it's okay, you don't have to. Let's say, I don't know, let's put that on there. Okay. Okay, and then we put this back in. But you have to just sort of put it, just hold it gently, yeah. And then start wrapping, but I'm going to lose my size. It's not easy this way. Yeah, I've gone in there now. Okay, can you see? I'm just sort of holding it too. So I'd already made the hole, made the loop really. It's just not so easy. Once that's round once, you can then say grab hold of it there and then wrap. Yeah. This is absolutely brilliant wire for wrapping, by the way. So you can go down there. You can, if you've got enough wire, you can wrap round here first. All right, but I haven't. Let's get hold of that. Okay, this is absolutely good, brilliant wire for this. Okay, and then go down to there. And I shall finish wrapping here because I've got quite a big wrap on that one. So I'll finish there, yeah. Just go around to meet it and cut it off. But I will say that wire, brilliant for wrapping, especially if you're a beginner. And then knock that in there. Okay, then we straighten things up. And you've got your bead on the end. Okay. Like I say, you don't have to do that. You can do it as normal, which I'll do a normal one now. And then you can add to it with a little tiny jump ring. And that's where the little really small jump rings come in handy if you just don't want much to, you know, much gap here. All right. But then you can just, also you can just sort of squish them in a bit, and then, because it's not quite dry. And again, just a different version of a boho bead-ish. All right. Because usually we wrap with fabric, don't we? So I'll leave that one alone for a minute. And I'll do another one. Nearly. I can always put another coat on, so it's okay. Right, I reckon 7.5 inches. We need a little bit more. Only just enough, wasn't it? So I'm going to go 7.5 on this one. It might be because I left too much at the top when I've done the first loop. Oh, and I need some beads. Right, let's do, so I want to do a pinky one. Let's have a look, see what we got. Pinkish. Oh, these are nice. I can never get my fingers in these things. That's it. There we go. Okay, didn't quite need so much, did I? So I hate wasting wire. I really do. Okay, clip that off. Squish that in, or else you might forget. It doesn't matter but which way this is now, because we're not putting anything on the end. That one first. That's as tight as it'll go down, yeah? Just going to cut a bit there. That a little bit too big. That's right. To be holding it with the other. Don't know why I took it off, really. So, and then that sits on there. Yep, lovely. It's gone a bit dull, so I will have to coat that again, but there we go. And then I sort of squash them a bit. That's nice and tight, no move, no play there at all, and that's what I wanted. As you can sometimes see the top of that red straw. All right. Okay, so recap. And here they all are. Okay, and there. See, these are amazing. Yeah, my son sells them as earrings, so, but these ones I've done a few myself. And there, that's these. Like I said, shown a picture of those. Done a video on how I made them, so I will link that below. I'll have all the information on BeeBeeCraft and the wire and everything else, so that will all be down below. All right, and then these ones here. That's a bit of gel print. Yeah, and just put sticker there. Just uses that up as well, you know. You don't want it too busy to detract away from the actual bead, but try and complement it if you can. There we are. So I hope you enjoyed that. There's two more there. I haven't finished, you know, these I'm going to wait because I want some little feathers. I've got some somewhere and I thought they would look nice hanging from here. Cut the feathers for a boho journal. Just alternative to the really, you know, I'm not keen on the really thick, heavy ones, even though I've made loads and love making them. But unless the journal's really, really sort of like tactile and loads of fabric on it, you know, and or they're all right on the spine. But I mean, I must have done about 50. I'm never going to do 50 boho journals. And I think they're a little bit too big to go, say, down the side, the page, but they're all right, lovely on the spine. So, okay. Well, thank you very much for watching then. And I hope you enjoyed that. And speak to you very soon. Bye.